Hello students, welcome to Purna's Commerce classes. In the previous video, we understood how to solve the problems on fixed income bearing securities. Now, in this video, we try to understand the concept of come interest basis versus X interest basis. So many students have doubts on this topic of come interest basis and X interest basis. After watching this video, I hope all your doubts gets clarified. Okay, to understand this concept of come interest basis and X interest basis, we try to understand one example first. Look at the example. X Limited issued on 1st January 2022 12% debentures of rupees 100 each at par to Mr. Amayekudu. He is our investor. Interest being paid on 30th June and 31st December. While reading this question, I hope you are trying to remember the concept of issue of debentures as students. This is the example for issue of debentures by the company to the investor, debenture holders. Now, you know the concept of primary market and secondary market. What happens in case of primary market? In the primary market, the company directly issue the securities to the investors. In case of secondary market, what happens? In the secondary market, already issued shares are purchased and sold. So this is the example of primary market. Do remember. Now we discuss the journal entries in the books of X Limited at the same time in the books of Amayekudu. Okay. Now first look at the entries in the books of X Limited. Tell me what are the entries in the books of X Limited, because X Limited is issuing debentures so that X Limited receives 2022 January 1st. X Limited receives amount. So bank account debit. How much? 1000 debentures into 100. So total 10 lakhs. Total 10 lakhs. To 12% debentures. How much? 10 lakhs. Yes or no? Yes. Now, for the same transaction, what is the entry that Amayekudu will record in his books of accounts? So same date 2022. There is no change in the date. 2022 January 1st. Tell me, in the books of Amayekudu, the purchase of debenture is nothing but investment for him. Okay, so he debit investment account. How much? 10 lakhs. And how much amount he is paying? 10 lakhs. Okay, so 10 lakhs and 10 lakhs over. So these are the journal entries in the books of X Limited as well as in the books of Amayekudu for the transaction of issue of debenture and purchase of debenture. Now go to the interest. Interest is paid on what dates? 30th June and as well as on 31st December. Let us understand. Okay, X Limited paid interest on 30th June. Okay, X Limited paid interest on 30th June. Now, what is the entry in the books of X Limited? For X Limited, it is expense. For Amayekudu, it is income. Now, we will see the entry for this interest. On what date we are paying interest? On June 30th. June 30th. I am not writing first due entry, all those things. Directly, I am recording the entry. Okay. So, interest account debit. How much interest we should pay? On 10 lakhs. What is the rate of interest? 12%. For how many months we are paying interest? 6 months. Okay. Tell me how much? Just a minute. 10 lakhs, excuse me, into 12% into 6 by 12. How much interest the company is paying? 60,000. And to bank, I'm writing direct entry to bank 60,000. Understood? Okay. Okay. So this is the expense per X Limited. Now tell me, in the books of Amayikudu, for Amayikudu, this interest is what? Income. So what is the entry he records? June 30th, he receives that interest. Yes or no? Bank account 60,000 debit. Two, this interest is income for him. So interest account 60,000. That's it. Okay. Next. Next. If you understood till here, we move on to the next one. Now, next. On 31st October 2022, Amayikudu sold all his debentures to Mr. Rich, to Mr. Richman, to Mr. Richman. Okay. On 31st December 2022, Amayikudu sold all his debentures to Mr. Richman. Now tell me, is this transaction happens in secondary market or not? So it is an example of secondary market. What happens in secondary market? Already issued securities are sold and purchased in the secondary market. Okay, right. Now, Amayikudu sold his investments to rich man. Now the problem comes, at what price? At what price? Okay, here let us think. Let rupees, just a minute. Let us assume at rupees 102. 102. Actually, Amayikudu purchased the debentures at what price? 100. Now he is selling these debentures at what price? 102 rupees. Okay, fine. Now Amayikudu is asking. Amayikudu is not Amayikudu actually. Amayikudu is asking Richman, Mr. Richman, you are paying 102 rupees. 102 rupees. Towards what? Debenture. Towards what? Debenture. What about interest? Huh? What interest? What interest? Richman is asking, what interest, Mr. Amayikudu? Tell me. Acha, just a minute. I have purchased debentures on what date? 1st January 2022. Okay, fine. So what? Okay. Company pays interest on what dates? 30th June, 31st December. Okay. Fine. Richman is saying, why are you telling all these details to me? Wait, Mr. Richman. Okay. I have received the interest paid by the X Limited during the period of 6 months from 1st January 2022 to 30th June. Okay, fine. Now, on what date I am selling my debentures? On what date I am selling my debentures? Tell me. On 31st October. On what date? 31st October. Acha. Tell me again, when X Limited pays interest to me? 31st December. So if I hold these debentures, if I hold these debentures till 31st December, I am eligible to receive interest from X Limited. But what I am doing, I am selling my investments to you on what date? 31st October. So that on 31st December, who receives interest? You only. Ah, yes. Because obviously on the date of payment of interest, the person who is holding the debentures, he is eligible to receive the interest. Fine, okay. But you tell me, from what is the last interest payment date? 30th June. Now take from 1st July. From 1st July to 31st December, actually who is holding the debentures? Me only. So from July to October, July, August, September, October, 4 months I am holding the debentures. So for these 4 months, actually company is not paying interest, but interest is accrued to me. Interest is accrued to me. I am eligible. I have the right to receive interest for this period of 4 months. But you tell me, on 31st December, who receives interest? You only. So I am losing. I am losing this 4 months interest. I am losing this 4 months interest. So you have to compensate me. You have to compensate me. So in addition to this 102 rupees, you have to pay me interest separately. Why? Because for this 4 months I am the holder of investment, so I am losing interest here. You have to compensate me. Anyway, on 31st December, you receive interest for how many months? 6 months. Actually, out of 6 months, 4 months, you are not the owner of debentures. Yes. So you are the owner of debentures for how many months? 2 months only. So on 31st December, you receive 6 months interest. Out of that, now as on 31st December, you pay me 4 months interest. Remaining 2 months interest you receive on 31st December. I hope this concept is clear to you. Okay. Now rich man. Rich man should pay 102 rupees towards what? Debenture investment, and separately interest he has to pay. Separately interest he has to pay. Now you excuse me. Now you people tell me, this 102 rupees is called, this 102 rupees excludes, from rich man point of view, this 102 rupees excludes interest. That's why this rate is called X interest rate. We are paying 102. At the same time, we have to pay separately interest also. So this 102 rupees is called X interest rate. X interest rate. Okay. Now take another example. Now take another example. Rich man agreed to pay rupees 103. Instead of paying 102, he agreed to pay. See, all those interest calculations, ఇవన్నీ వద్దురా బాబు. 102 రూపీస్ నీకు సపరేట్గా పే చేసి మళ్ళా ఇంట్రెస్ట్కి ఇవ్వటం, ఇవన్నీ వద్దు. ఈ నాన్ సెన్స్ అంతా వద్దు. 103 రూపీస్ ఇచ్చేస్తా. ఇంకా ఇంట్రెస్ట్ గురించి నువ్వేం మాట్లాడద్దు, నీ ఇష్టం అది. 103 రూపీస్ ఇస్తాను, డిబెంచర్స్ ఇచ్చేసే. ఓకే. So this 103 rupees, now you people tell me, includes what? This 103 rupees includes towards capital, that is nothing but investment, and interest also. You people tell me. Earlier 102 excludes interest. But now what rich man is saying, I will pay 103. Okay, now no separate concept of interest. But now what we have to do, this 103 rupees we should divide it into capital portion how much and interest portion how much. Okay, now interest separately we should calculate. Tell me, interest portion how much? Interest. 103 means what is the total value? Total amount is equal to how many debentures? 1000. What is the price? Excuse me, earlier it is not 10 lakhs. Sorry. Okay, instead of changing here, we'll change 10,000 debentures. 10,000 debentures. Okay. 10,000 debentures. Right. Now look at, yeah, 10,000 debentures into 103. So it comes 10 lakh 30,000. Now you people tell me, this amount includes what? Capital portion as well as interest portion. Out of 10 lakh 30,000, if you eliminate interest portion, automatically the remaining amount is towards investment only. Okay, now calculate interest. 10 lakhs is the nominal value, original nominal value 10 lakhs, because interest is paid only on nominal value. Do remember, 10 lakhs into 12% rate of interest into, actually how many months here? Only 4 months. 4 months. Okay, now 4 by 12. Calculate. 10 lakhs into 12% into 4 by 12. 40,000. It comes rupees 40,000. Out of 10 lakh 30,000, out of 10 lakh 30,000, towards interest is how much? 40,000. Towards capital is how much? 9 lakh 90,000. 9 lakh 90,000. So this is called common interest basis. First, case 1. Case 1. What is the agreed price? What is the agreed price? 102. And you people tell me, is this 102 includes interest? No, it excludes interest. Excludes. That's why we are using the word EX. Excludes interest. So interest separately paid. How much? We calculated. Interest is always calculated on nominal value. 10 lakhs into 12 by 100 into for 4 months. That is equal to how much? 40,000. Now total amount to be paid is equal to how much? 10,000 debentures into 102 rupees plus separately interest. That comes around 10 lakh 20,000 plus 40,000. Total amount we should pay 10 lakh 60,000 rupees we have to pay. Now tell me the journal entry in the books of Amayikudu. In the books of Amayikudu. Just a minute. Yeah. Now in the books of Amayikudu, what are the journal entries? Okay, Amayikudu is seller now. So he receives amount. Okay, on what date? 31st October. See, journal entry is easy. Look at. So we receive amount. So what is the total amount we are receiving? 10 lakh 60,000. That is the total amount we receive. Out of this 10 lakh 60,000, towards your investment, how much? This is 10 lakh 20,000. And remaining 40,000 is towards what? Interest. Yes or no? So that's why interest account 40,000. I hope you understood this entry. Now in the books of rich man, in the books of rich man, in the books of rich man, what are the journal entries? Look at, he is purchasing investment, he is buyer. Okay, 2022 31st October. Now tell me, towards investment, how much amount he paid? So investment account debit 10 lakh 20,000 he paid towards investment. And towards interest, how much he paid? So interest account debit 40,000 he paid towards interest. Whereas total amount he paid how much to bank account? 10 lakh 60,000. So this is the entry in the books of rich man under X interest basis. Now price rupees 103. Now you tell me, is this 103 includes interest? Okay, right. So interest is not paid separately. Interest is not paid separately. That means what? Out of these 103 rupees, we have to separate interest portion and capital portion. Now look at it. Total amount received is equal to 10,000 debentures into 103 rupees. That comes to 10 lakh 30,000. So out of this amount, we should deduct interest. Interest already we calculated 40,000. Now tell me, towards capital portion, how much? Investment portion. Is it clear? Now tell me, in the books of Amayagdu, what are the journal entries? Tell me. He is selling investments on 31st October. So how much amount he is receiving? So bank account debit. How much amount he is receiving? 10 lakh 30,000. Out of this, towards capital portion, how much? To investment account 9 lakh 90,000. And towards interest portion, how much? 40,000. This is the entry in the books of Amai. Now come to in the books of rich man. What are the journal entries? Now tell me, rich man is buyer, right? So 2022 31st October. So he is purchasing investment. So investment account debit. What is the amount towards investment? 9 lakh 90,000. And he is paying some portion towards interest. So interest account to debit 40,000. To how much total amount he is paying? 10 lakh 30,000. This is the entry in the books of rich man. So this is the concept of cum interest and X interest. I hope you understood this concept. ఈ వీడియో మీకు నచ్చినట్టయితే లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి, కామెంట్ చేయండి, బెల్ ఐకాన్ క్లిక్ చేయడం మర్చిపోకండి. యూ విల్ రిసీవ్ ఫర్దర్ నోటిఫికేషన్. Thank you, students. We meet again in the next interesting video. Till then, bye bye everyone.